this is what I think. Jaden Daniels was 4 of 18. And the first 3 plays of the game, all blitz, all pressure, all in his face. And he didn't flinch. At 170 pounds, soaking wet, literally, he didn't flinch all game. All the way up until the end of the game, he's still trying to throw the ball, and he's getting crushed. And this is Bradley Anai, this is Julian Blackman. This is a really talented team, a team we thought would go to the CFP that year if they could have beat Oregon in the Pac-12 title game. So I spin it forward to media days. I don't know if you remember this clip, but Ashley asked all the quarterbacks, we had 3 quarterbacks on set, hey, what's the toughest place to play? I guarantee this clip will find its way back to the top of the internet this week because Jaden Daniels says, Utah. The Muss is going to know about that again. And ASU circled this game. And Herm Edwards talked to us about this game and said, hey, we got to go there and play physical and be the more physical team because we weren't. It was Ladarius Henderson as a freshman, Donovan West as a freshman on the O-line against Lecky Fotu, and we remember those dudes. I just really want to see ASU meet the moment against a Utah team, and God bless them. Yesterday, today's Tuesday, they all flew to Texas to go to the services of Aaron Lowe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And how about this, to fast forward 2 years. 2 years ago, Jaden Daniels, as Yogi talked about, first time going through this, first getting beat. Now, 2 years later, he's going to go in there, and he's head and shoulders the best quarterback in the conference. I mean, the way he's played, would you both agree with that?
Oh, yeah. Ted, I want to spin it forward even further. Okay, you're a Heisman voter. I'm a Heisman voter. Okay, well, last week we talked a lot about quarterbacks, right? A lot of quarterback play. Well, what happened this week in quarterback play? Rattler, benched.
Yeah.
Clifford, injured, right? Desmond Ridder did his thing against Temple on Friday night. Like, there's some players. Sam Howell, they lost to Florida State. Mike Norvell's got 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Like, if they start going.
Yeah. Rattler got benched because, and I don't follow nearly as carefully. We can't. We're absorbed with the pack. But everything I've heard said is the guy that came in to replace him is better.
Yeah, he's a gifted. Here's a Elite 11 MVP.
That Rattler's not coming back. That's what I'm hearing, right? This was an inevitable thing. And the guy, I'm blank. Is it Williams? Is that his name? I'm blanking on the young guy.
Caleb Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, Williams. That's what I'm hearing. People who follow more carefully saying this kid's better than Rattler. So anyway, the part of the what you just talked to me or talked to us about, Yogi, is where I go crazy is that it's preseason polls, preseason Heismans. Who the heck knows? Let them play. And now that we're halfway through the season, basically, now you can start to formulate a little bit of a scorecard. At least I can in my own mind. Drake London's on my scorecard. Okay. I mean, what he's done is exceptional. They can't give him offensive player of the week every week. I voted for him this week, 16 catches. I don't know how you don't, but I get it. You want to spread the wealth a little bit.
And second place offensive player of the week is what it should be at this point.
Well, yeah, I get it. So, but what I'm saying is he's on the scorecard. I think another guy that's on the scorecard has to be Desmond Ridder, the Cincinnati quarterback, who I watched, carefully for the first time in their win at Notre Dame. He's legit. That guy can play, and he's got a chance to play next year somewhere. Not say it's going to happen, but he's at least going to get a look. So there's other people. But what I really noticed, given our conversation last week about where the pack is, and we've had fabulous quarterbacks in this league in the last decade, from Luck through Goff, through Darnold, through Herbert, even guys like Jacob Eason, Davis Mills, that were here for basically a year playing, and they've gone to the league. They have the skill set. And we were wondering who today has that skill set in the conference. And it's a tough conversation. So I looked, somebody had their own Heisman scorecard Sunday. I saw this online and it just struck me. So this is just one person's ranking. I'm not endorsing the ranking other than just to ask you guys a question. Number 1, he's got Bryce Young, Alabama quarterback. Number 2 is Matt Corral, Ole Miss quarterback. Number 3, CJ Stroud, Ohio State quarterback. Those are his top 3. Other than quarterbacks, what do those 3 kids have in common?
Callie. Yeah.
That's the first thing I saw that. I went, my God, 3 Southern California kids playing at Texas, playing at Alabama, Ole Miss, and Ohio State. What's wrong with that picture?
So let me respond on that, because I see that narrative a ton. Mm-hmm. And because I see these guys at the Elite 11, there's context. I think that's fair. Okay, let's go Bryce Young. Committed SC for a really long time. Keaton Slovis starts. He kind of sees some writing on the wall. JT Daniels leaves. He went to Mater Dei just like JT. And in my eyes, I think he has a chance to still end up at SC if Slovis isn't the starter. So I think there's context to be had there.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's first offer, I want to say, was Oregon State. Cal was all over him. He loved Cal. He came to the Elite 11. That was his biggest offer. He won the MVP. And I was sitting next to him as his phone is blowing up with Ryan Day, or I mean, you name the school, right? He explodes in that regard. And then finally, who's the third one you referenced?
Corral, Ole Miss.
Yeah, Matt Corral. Matt Corral's committed to SC forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some personal issues that went on in high school. And I remember Clay called me. I was in Spain on a vacation. He goes, hey, let's talk about Matt for a little while. And I remember talking to him. And I think for Matt, the best thing for him was to get out of Southern California. Okay. Right? SC, I think, kind of dropped him based on some things that went on between those two. So I think I'm with you. Like, I wish they still ended up at a school in the league. Yeah. But I think it's fair to have a little bit of context around. Same thing with DJ.
Thank you for that. And Yogi, that's great. And far be it from any of us to tell an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid what they should do with their lives. That's not my point either. The context is great. And I'm just from the standpoint of and in the back of my mind is a quote I read from Kiffin about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was talking about Corral, and he said, the blunt truth is that, the other parts of the country, particularly the SEC, were behind in offense for a long time. He said the SEC is now ahead of the curve, ahead of everybody else, including the Pac in offense. And that's the one that jars me because the identity of this conference, and I know people are going to say, what are you talking about? Because you're the guy that wants people to run the ball. and I do, but I'm saying the identity of the Pac-12 is quarterbacks and receivers. And that's why I raised that question last week, and it follows up this week. And I get it. But at some point, all three kids can't play at USC at the same time. We get that. But there's other schools out here that have very good coaches and very good programs. And at some point, those caliber of quarterbacks, some of them need to stay in the Pac.